Hey guys, welcome to Local Nerd News. For all those who don't know me, I'm Nerd Dude.
And I'm Cyber Guy. And sadly today we are not joined by Movie Man, because he couldn't make it.
Yeah, probably sick or something like that.
No, nothing we can do. Alright, so this episode is our second to last episode for Season 1.
Yay? Or no?
Well, we actually don't quite know how many people are actually going to be sad about this because no one's seen a full episode yet.
Probably no one.
We had people see half an episode.
Yeah.
That's about the maximum. Alright, so I guess we'll start off with a pretty strange topic. Spiders are actually getting smarter.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Well, as it turns out, all the spiders that we see and that you at home probably kill on a regular basis are actually dumb spiders. So we're killing off the dumb spiders and making the spider race smarter. So unless you want the spider race to get smarter, don't... If you want the spider race to get smarter, then kill the spiders. If you don't, leave them be.
Yeah.
They're stupid spiders.
Yeah.
Alright, that's one out of the way. Let's just... There you go.
Alright.
Done. If you hear any clicking, it's us getting rid of it off our list.
Don't worry, man. We're gonna keep this for the whole thing.
Okay.
No editation whatsoever.
Alright.
That's right.
As long as our real names aren't said, then we don't need to edit it
That's
that
right.
much.
Editation.
Alright.
That's gonna be a word of the future. Editation.
Alright, so last week we went to Oz Comic Con.
Yeah, at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
And for those of you that don't know or haven't looked at our channel, yes, we do live in Australia, and yes, we do live in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So, what was your experience at Comic Con?
Well, I've been there for 3 times. It was very crowded, like so many people. A lot of people in cosplay, which was really cool. A lot of stands. Like there was one stand where I got a lot of $2 comic books.
Yes,
and you were like, piss off, man. Yeah. Just go somewhere else. And I'm like, I'm concentrating.
To be fair, I never actually said that. I said, come on, man, how many more comic books are you gonna get?
Man.
And then you just kept getting them and getting them.
I kept getting them.
We went back there like
it was
4
a
times.
good deal. Would you get comic books for $2?
Well, I did. I got 3.
Yeah, I got 14 or something. Oh, no, 11. I got 11. Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was. Oh yeah, played Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
But before we were kicked off because it was a tournament thing and we weren't part of a tournament.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was kind of sad.
Cloud is one of the best characters in the game. What's the word?
Playism?
Nah, not play as in the other word. Like, instead of prefer, you know.
Not sure, but
anyway, I, recommend you to play him.
The best character, in my opinion, has to be Captain Falcon. We played 3 rounds per characters before we were kicked off.
Yeah.
It was originally Ryu, which was
Mine.
Nerd Dude.
Mine.
And I was Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
It was originally he won the first round, I won the second round, and I won the third round.
Yeah, and then
It was really strange playing with that controller.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of useless buttons on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We also met the author of Injustice.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't get a signed copy because I didn't have $50 on me.
Yes. FYI, all of you out there who happen to be listening to this episode and met him, he was a really nice guy.
He was a really nice guy. He drew Batman for you.
Yeah. He drew Batman in all of our copies.
Yeah.
Well, everyone who wanted them signed and actually wanted him to draw a Batman.
And actually had money. Had money.
So that was a pretty good experience.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
One thing that was kind of outrageous was Malcolm Merlin from Arrow was there, but it cost $70 to get a photo with him.
Yeah.
$70. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then if you didn't want a photo, it was $60 for an autograph.
Yeah. Well, that was alright.
Well, yeah, Comic-Con, a lot of cosplays. There was that guy who was like 7 foot and was wearing that massive armor.
Oh yeah, I think the 7 foot thing was given to him by the the size of the
he was obviously wearing
huge boots.
Huge boots, yeah. Okay, there was also that one stall that guy who said that you, myself, and Movie Man were his favorite customers because we just kept going back and buying stuff.
Yeah.
Man, we bought like, oh yeah, someone who shall only be called TF, because I'm not sure if he wants his name said online, but his first time going there, he bought what, $130 worth of comic books.
Nah.
His first time to that store, it was like over $100 worth of comic books.
Yeah,
the first time he visited that store.
He spent hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And now he has no money anymore.
Yeah. He has to earn it all back.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, it was Comic-Con. It was actually a really good event.
Yeah, can't wait for next year. Hopefully
they'll have Malcolm Mellon there and he won't charge $70 for a photo.
Would you prefer $70 for a photo with him or $200 with a photo with David Hoff?
David Hasselhoff.
Well, not
he's not Hasselhoff anymore.
Yeah, less hassle, more Hoff. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke, but that's a commercial. That's commercial for whatever that commercial was.
Right.
Anyway,
so that's it for Comic-Con. We might discuss it further in our last episode, which is our next episode.
Yeah.
Next, you were telling me that E3 has, what's the word I'm looking for? Has said that there is going to be a new Batman series.
I think so. I think they're converting. They're making Batman Arkham for the PSVR, which is going to be a virtual reality simulator. It wasn't anything big. It was just a teaser of the suit. That was it, and Mark Hamill voicing over as Joker, which was really cool.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting though, but yeah, it'll be very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't really know much about that topic, so we can't speak too much about
that. If only had
that.
a video game nerd.
Yes,
on a podcast.
As Rebirth is currently happening / already happened / will happen. Don't really know because
Will happen.
Yeah, it's still happening. There's Rebirth coming out in July. We're recording this in June. But one of the issues that has arrived with one of my subscriptions was Green Lantern's Rebirth.
With an S.
Yes. Not Green Lantern, Green Lanterns. Multiple. Now there is, 6 Green Lanterns?
6 human Green Lanterns.
6 Green Lanterns from Earth.
Well,
there's only supposed to be 1 per sector.
We're excluding Alan Scott because he was an unofficial member.
He wasn't really a Green Lantern, as his ring relied more on, what was it?
The
Magic?
power of the Earth or something like that.
It wasn't based on science like the Green Lantern that we know.
The emotional spectrum of will.
But in this issue, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it already.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think. Yeah.
Sorry if that was loud.
But anyway, Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, I think that was her name.
I think it's Cruz.
Cruz? Don't know. But they're both Green Lanterns of Sector 2814 or more specifically Earth, as well as Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, and all the rest of the Green Lanterns. John Stewart,
Kyle Rayner, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because how many lanterns can you get from Earth when you're only allowed 1 per sector?
Yeah.
But in it, they both have to do a simulation while fighting a manhunter who happens to charge their rings, and Hal Jordan, who currently is the head of the Green Lantern Corps, fuses their 2 power batteries, so that way then they both have to work together to defend the Earth, and the only way the lantern actually works is if they both charge their rings at the same time. It could be difficult, as at the end of the book, Red Lanterns appeared. For those of you who don't know Red Lanterns, learn.
Yeah.
They're great. But they plan on attacking or invading Earth. So 2 rookies have to defend against the entire Red Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
For any of those who actually listen to this podcast...
And actually listen to it for the entire way through.
Yeah.
We know you're out there.
Yeah. In the comment section below, we're not sure how, but could you tell us how Jessica Cruz became a Green Lantern? Because I don't remember her becoming a Green Lantern at all.
No. I must have read it a while ago and I just can't remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if Yes, tell us in the comment section below, and also, can you tell us what your favourite lantern is and why?
Yeah, and we'll announce it next episode, possibly. Possibly.
If people actually do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so once again, if you hear sound, it's just us removing things from our list. Alright.
That's right, we have a list, we're organized.
Yes. Alright, so once again in Rebirth, before Rebirth, Batman got the powers of a god.
Yeah, from the Mobius chair.
And he wanted to know who the Joker's real identity was, but we still don't know. Officially.
We still don't know. Instead of giving us an answer, it gave us... Well, it did give us an answer, but it was a really confusing answer.
Yeah.
They said... Batman's answer was, there are 3. Well, it doesn't really say that, but...
He says it in Rebirth, he doesn't say it in the issue where he sits in the Mobius chair.
Yeah.
But he admits there are 3. There's... Well, actually, it's like from Golden Age, Modern Age, and once again Modern Age. There's the one who...
No.
What was it?
Wait.
That it?
Wait. Killing Joke was, I think, 88, right?
Yeah.
No.
Wait. 88, hang on.
Wait a minute. No, not 88. Probably... Was it 88? No, I'm thinking of, another thing.
It'd be much easier just to search it up on the computer that we're using.
Yeah.
Killing Joke. If you hear any silence, then yeah.
No, that's the rock band. That's the rock band.
I'm probably gonna have to edit this out.
Killing Joke rock band, that's cool. The novel. Yeah, 88.
Yeah. 88, that was right.
88. So, Modern Age began after Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was in 85, so that means another modern Joker.
And this Joker that we're talking about is the one where he had his face cut off because he could.
Yeah.
And now there is an immortal Joker who is also the one who represents Jared Leto. With that dumb haircut.
Yeah.
No offense, guys.
No offense to those dudes who have that haircut, but
it looks dumb.
Yeah.
But so far there are 2 or 3 Jokers currently. There's the olden one, quotation marks for olden. Then there's the one who had his face cut off, and now there's one who's immortal.
Well, I think the one who got his face cut off is the immortal one.
It would make sense, because normally you just die from the pain of having a face cut off. But not much we can do there, because we don't have the issue, so we can't tell you the official...
Yeah, maybe Batman will try and kill him with the mass murderer he is.
Yeah, if you look at the movies and animated TV shows and all that.
And the old comic books, there's one issue where he actually kills KG Beast by locking him in the Batcave and starving him. For any of those who know who it is, please put it in the comments. So, it'll make me happy.
We're trying to get you viewers / listeners, whatever you want to call yourself. What are we actually going to call our fan base? We'll discuss that a little later after we finish this. We're trying to get you more involved in these episodes if you actually listen through the entire episode.
Yeah. Give us suggestions or something like that.
Yeah. We are open to suggestions.
Yeah.
Alright, so 3 Jokers. There probably should be 3 Batman to deal with each Joker. Yeah. Alright.
Maybe we should talk just the 2 of us and, make it more, like a more.
Alright, so before we start talking to each other and ignoring the recording for now.
Oh, don't worry.
We are going to move on to our discussion topic, which is why Martian Manhunter should deserve a movie. Just to make sure. Yep. Okay. I think we have a bit of time.
All right. What do you think?
Well, I think Martian Manhunter should definitely deserve a movie. He is underrated.
Yeah.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But although his origin is similar to Superman's, because lone survivor or sole survivor of the destruction of his race comes to Earth and wants to help or do whatever he can to help the human race. Sounds an awful lot like Superman. Superman still has a lot of his race left. He has the Bottle City of Kandor.
Yeah.
He has Supergirl.
Yeah.
And he has Zod. I don't know if he's still alive in the comic book universe.
I think Zod is still alive.
Yeah. Well, he has villains, and he has Crypto.
Well,
he has a lot of his race left.
We haven't seen Crypto in a long time, I think, which is a shame.
Shame. I like Crypto.
Mm.
But then again, Martian Manhunter does have, I think it's Miss Martian from
Yeah, but she's
Titans.
she's a white Martian now.
Mm. So he only has probably 1, 2 maximum other members of his species.
Wait. No. He has, as far as I know, he's got 3 more Green Martians. There's Malefic, his twin brother, Decay Duras, who was introduced in Brightest Day story arc, and there's another one in a red leotard.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But actually, with Decay, because I'm pretty sure you've read this, but just in case, spoiler alert. Martian Manhunter flies her into the sun, so she's dead.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, Martian Manhunter, very brave to fly into the sun where he knows he'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your opinion, because we both know, you won't know, but this is a topic that you've been thinking about for a while. So what's your opinion on this?
Martian Manhunter should deserve a movie. Like you said, he's underrated. For a comic book character to be called by Superman the most dangerous being on the face of the earth, and Batman calling him a mixture of himself and Superman, where's the movie? Where is the movie? He has incredible abilities. He has not only super strength and fly, he also has density shifting. He can phase through walls.
He's a shapeshifter.
No, density shifting and phasing through walls. That's the same thing.
He's intangible.
He's intangible, which means he can turn into anything he wants with shape-shifting abilities. He has Martian vision, with not only which can do a lot of stuff. Telescopic vision, X-ray vision, probably infrared. I don't know.
He's a Martian.
And he has a rich origin story. Yeah. His race dies from a plague which was released by his twin brother, and then he was teleported from Mars to Earth by Dr. Urkel. I think his name's Dr. Urkel.
Yeah, I think they said that in a Justice League volume.
Yeah, and from that he decides to shapeshift into a detective and work, I think, originally in Detroit. In Detroit as John Jones, and it's really cool. It's a good origin story, but the problem, probably why DC hasn't did it was, I heard this online. The writer for Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, as well as Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, said that if he were to do a Martian Manhunter story, he would change the name to Manhunter because he thinks Martian Manhunter is goofy.
Martian Manhunter is his name.
Yeah, and he would change his origin story for him being grown in a petri dish. He gets angry, and crossover event, he screws She-Hulk.
Okay, so essentially they're planning on just making an entirely new character altogether.
Yeah, that's what the writer said.
So entirely new character, same abilities.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Seriously, DC, you haven't done anything with Martian Manhunter yet. You've started to make a comic book series.
Well, he did. They did. They made that horrible canceled TV show.
They have him in Supergirl, and they're making like a comic book series, I think, at the moment. Yeah. You need to do more with Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, make a movie. If we've learned anything from Marvel, is that everyone loves the unexpected, like Guardians of the Galaxy, which was the top movie of the summer of 2014, even though that no one has ever heard of them.
Yeah. I mean, no one ever heard of them except for a few dedicated fans before the movie, and now practically everyone knows them.
Yeah.
Do that with Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, man. Just do it. Do it.
You need to do it. You need to expand... DC, you really need to expand your movie superheroes from Batman and Superman.
Yeah, and not cram it all into one film like, the critically mixed, or could you say critically panned and financially great movie Batman v Superman, which just crammed everything in there.
Yeah, but I actually thought that movie wasn't that bad, but that's a topic.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was just there. It was just alright.
The fight scene was good though.
They could have done it better.
Everything can be done better.
Yeah, everything could be done better.
Alright, so
Oh wow.
time for a channel update.
Yeah.
Because we might put this in our channel update section. But I believe you have some news to announce regarding your individual series.
Yeah. I'm finding it really difficult to work on this series, and it's a concept that everyone's done. Every nerd on YouTube has done. So I'm just gonna pan it. I'm just gonna get rid of it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so officially, the series comic book character Origins has been cancelled.
Yeah.
So, for all you fans looking forward to that series, you can search it up on YouTube and you'll find some hits for it. Alright.
Yeah.
Next is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show.
Is it really getting better?
Well, from what I've seen, yes, it is getting better, but they're up to season 3. I'm still watching season 2.
Yeah.
In season 2, they introduce the Inhumans.
Are you sure they're up to season 3?
Yeah, they're up to season 3.
Oh.
We're almost at the end of season 2, but they've introduced the Inhumans.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've seen the first episode.
Yeah, I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode. I turned it off because it was rubbish.
It was rubbish. You know Sky? The person that Coulson rescues in the flying car, I think. I can't remember the name of the car, but
no.
Yeah, well, she gets.
Don't know her at all.
She's the daughter of a mass murderer.
Of course, because everyone. Of course.
And she's been searching her entire life to find her mother, but she was picked up by S.H.I.E.L.D. and then got powers to manipulate every object's vibration. So every object vibrates at a certain speed. She can control that and move mountains, destroy objects, that kind of stuff. And as it turns out, her mother is the leader of the Inhumans. As it turns out.
Wait, what's it? Medusa?
Yeah, well, she was killed and disemboweled, and then she was stitched back together and healed.
Okay, how?
So very confused. It's a very confusing storyline, but she can't die.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so in short, Inhumans, from what I've seen, Inhumans have been introduced. Sky finds her mother. Sky's mother kills a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to start a war between S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Inhumans. And that's all I've seen up to. But in order to start the war, she kills the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, takes his gun and shoots herself twice in the shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
Dumb. The way she started the war was dumb.
Dude.
But the series gets better.
It doesn't get better if that happened.
It's like I think we're up to like the third last episode of the season. Yeah, if you hear any editing problems or sound problems, that's just editing. Well, you know I'm going to have to edit anyway. But yeah, but there's still a few episodes left in season 2, so there's still a chance that they might finish the war and not base season 3 entirely around the war.
Yeah.
Alright, that's enough of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you want to do predictions for The Flash or ranking DC EU films from what we know of first?
We'll do it in order.
Alright. So, right now we will be ranking the DC EU films from what we know of.
Yeah. Alright, so as far as we know of, we got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern.
We really should have
Green Lantern Corps. Yeah, Green Lantern Corps. Cyborg.
I hope Cyborg does well.
I think he miscounted.
Yeah, I probably did. I hope Cyborg does well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's a cyborg, and people might think Terminator, but he's actually quite cool. Alright, so, ranking.
Yeah. So, as far as we know... Wait.
Internet, can you work?
There we go. No, that's the wrong one.
Internet
problems. Hang on, man. Alright, this might be lame, guys, but this will, Alright, here we go. As far as we know, we got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, we got the upcoming Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League Part 1, The Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, Justice League Part 2, Cyborg, Green Lantern Corps, and the 2 untitled films in the DCEU.
One of the untitled films are set to release on April 5th, 2019, and the other one set to release on November 1st, 2019. And that's actually what we're going to talk about a little later.
April 5th, 2019 issues and...
Oh, wait. No, November 1st. October 5th,
October
2018.
5th,
There we go.
2018. Alright.
Okay. Ranking. Should we just rank the ones that are upcoming, or should we do the ones that have already been released?
The ones that will, that could,
Alright, well, Suicide Squad already has a lot of...
Yeah,
it has high expectations.
Well, it has high expectations, but I heard it's actually a fun movie. It's pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
So that means... Batman v Superman, Man of Steel... Zack Snyder, nice try. Just nice try. So, as far as we know, we got 3 films already. We got probably Suicide Squad at number 1.
Yeah.
Actually,
hang on.
Yeah.
Just type this
up.
Type this up so we don't forget.
Let's just type this up. We got...
I'll just put SS
Suicide Squad for number 1. Would you agree Man of Steel for number 2? So far? Is it better than Batman v Superman?
Well, in my opinion, Batman v Superman was probably a little better.
No.
It had Batman that...
Yeah, but
we all wanted.
There were strong performances in that film, but I don't think it could be number 2. As so far.
Alright, so we'll just put Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
Alright, so we're all in agreement?
Alright, well, for now.
Alright.
Then we'll have to end up changing this.
Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman will do pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it could be an important movie in the DCEU.
So, do you think it will be more or less important than Suicide Squad?
Well, it's set in World War I, in 1918, I think, the date.
Well, she is practically immortal.
Yeah, she's like...
She can be killed, but she doesn't...
She's hundreds of years old.
She doesn't... Well, according to Earth 1, she's over, 30 centuries old?
Yeah, she's 30 centuries old.
Yeah, so she can't die from old age, but she can die from being decapitated.
Alright, and for those who didn't hear me, yes, I did say cougar.
Alright, so...
Okay, so probably Wonder Woman number 2.
Probably Wonder Woman number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's a strong female character, and, people will like that.
Alright, Justice League.
Justice League Part 1.
I really hope this does well.
Directed by Zack Snyder. He's going to probably do, amazing visuals, like he does in his movies, but it's going to be confused, story, a confusing story.
Yeah, well, they still have Part 2, so if they stuff up Part 1, then they can redeem it in Part 2.
Yeah, but they're 2 different villains. I heard Part 1's going to have Brainiac and Part 2's going to have Darkseid.
Where's Starro?
We don't know. Probably
they need to do Starro.
Oh yeah, I'm planning my own DCEU. It's going to be called the DCCU, Cinematic Universe. And it's going to be the one that we want. I might release a video on that or something like that.
Alright, so I think Justice League probably number 3.
Are you sure? You could take that chance?
Well, it's 2 parts. It's 2 separate villains.
Yeah, but this is part 1. This is like... It's like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, part 1. It could be that bad. Well, it's not... it could be that, not that great, like part 1. Or it could be great, like part 2. So... I don't know. I think it'll be better than Man of Steel, honestly.
Alright, so I'm just going to put it in.
Oh, yeah, better. Yeah, let's do that in number 3.
Part 1.
Alright, number 3. We're in agreement.
Alright, let's have a look. The
Flash.
Now. I don't know about this one. But they already have a... Well, probably not Warner Brothers. But they still have a very good and very successful TV show.
Yeah.
So, do they want to ruin that? Or do they want to try and make it better from the movie?
Well, I've seen concept art where we see Ezra Miller, Barry Allen, being a scientist, like a forensic scientist.
Because
he's at a crime scene. He's looking at a bullet, analyzing it.
Yeah.
And we got another concept art of him in his suit, but with fingerless gloves. Fingerless gloves. And he's trying to catch a bullet.
Well, fingerless gloves, probably not a very good idea because people can get DNA off that. But I still think the movie will do pretty well. Also, if you hear background noise, that's just the TV.
Yeah, it's just
It's just the TV outside.
The TV being the TV with the movie Back to the Future playing from the guitars. Yeah.
Okay.
I know my movies.
I think this might.
I think it'll do a little bit better than Justice League Part 1.
I think it might do better than Wonder Woman. That's just me.
No, actually, I think it'll be bad. If they really they could be. It could be amazing visuals because it's a high production. It's a high production.
And plus, they still have quite a bit of time to actually make it.
I think it'll do better than Justice League Part 1.
I still think it might do better than Wonder Woman. Mainly just because Wonder Woman's based, or if this is true, the movie's based in World War One, but this is based in modern times.
Yeah. Maybe it'll do. This is my opinion, but maybe, what happens if it's worse than Man of Steel?
No, that's a big one.
Like they're trying to modernize the character, like they did, make it dark and gritty, but direct.
Wait, is it gonna be directed by the same guy?
No, not Zack Snyder. It's Rick I'm sorry for my pronunciation. Famuyiwa.
Famuyiwa, I think. Nah, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce.
Nigerian American. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Wait. As far as we know, he's directed movies like The Wood, Brown Sugar, Talk to Me, and Dope.
Never seen any of them.
Never seen any of them.
Well, if we haven't seen any of them, then we can't really predict what his movie's gonna be like.
What about the writer though? Seth Graham Smith.
All right. What has he done?
He's the author of the New York Times best-selling novels Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Oh no. Oh, Pride and Prejudice? I think it was a good movie. But Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter didn't do that good.
And so this is probably this is kind of like a risk for DC. So yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Knowing that.
Actually, no. I think it'll do worse than Man of Steel. Do you think?
Not sure. I still think it would do pretty well considering it's The Flash.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Alright, so we'll just put it in at number 4. The Flash. We'll just put it in as probably worse than Justice League, but better than Man of Steel.
Oh wait, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies was a different film from Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in as there.
It would be like worse than, probably not that great. So probably number 4.
Yeah. All right.
Aquaman.
Next. Yeah, I think that's gonna do very well.
Well, it might be an underdog story, like. Well, not like an underdog, not like a literal underdog story. Like hero is unexpected and rises up, but.
I still think the movie will do well, and they kind of really need to redeem Aquaman.
Yeah.
After that cancelled TV show.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Does it have the plot or anything here?
Well, I'm not sure, but I saw concept art.
Oh, there's some there.
Well, that's a photo. I think. Well, James Wan. He's directed. He's directing The Conjuring 2, which looks scary.
Yeah, well, it's Conjuring. Wait, what other movies has he directed?
James.
So that might give us a.
All right, let me just.
That might give us a better view of what might happen.
He directed Dead Silence and Death Sentence, Insidious, The Conjuring, and Insidious Chapter 2, Furious 7, and The Conjuring 2. Well, okay, Furious 7 was a great movie.
And so I'm gonna put this in as probably number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3 or number 2?
Number 3.
Either one. Aquaman.
No!
No. There we go. Technology. Aquaman.
Just an A.
Aquaman.
Just
Thank you, acronyms.
acronyms.
Now.
Acronyms for Aquaman. Alright, the Shazam movie with The Rock.
Shazam.
How is this gonna go?
I don't know. I mean, apart from the Justice League animated movies and in the Justice League comic books, and I think he has his own series now. Like in comic books, Shazam I think has his own comic book series now.
Pretty sure.
Don't know. But DC haven't really done much with Shazam.
All they know is that they got a writer for it and The Rock as Black Adam. But The Rock has high hopes for this movie. He thinks it'll be good.
Well, because we still don't know about 98% of the members of this movie. It might do... Well, I have a feeling it might do... Yeah, probably 98% of the characters in this movie. I think it might do a little worse than Aquaman. Maybe?
Probably.
Okay, so above Justice League but below Aquaman.
Yes.
Right.
Wait.
Shazam.
Well, it's gonna have a sense of fun and humor.
Well, he is a kid.
There's gonna be an anti-hero version of Black Adam. But with real stakes. Note to viewers: never use Wikipedia, but we're just using it because
we're just using it because we don't have time to search up each individual movie.
Well, with the fun and humor, it could do.
Well,
maybe.
Well, fun and humor will attract a younger audience.
Yeah, which means a higher. Remember, we gotta look at not box office. Like critical thing.
Well, critics might not like it because it's not the same theme as the rest of DC's movies.
Yeah. I think it'll do better than Aquaman.
I still think Aquaman will do better.
Right. What are we gonna do?
The question is, do DC want to make a younger audience want to watch Justice League and the movies, like Justice League Part 2?
Yeah.
Or do they want a younger audience to enjoy this, or a mature audience, or a more mature audience, to actually want to see this movie and see how it will tie in with the rest of the movies?
Well, I don't know. I think it'll just be a 40-year-old dude with a kid and claims that it's his son who wants to watch the movie. Maybe. I don't know. I still think it's going to be better than Aquaman.
Alright, well...
Do you?
I still think Aquaman will do better.
Alright.
But we'll just put a question mark there.
Okay,
we'll come back to this.
We'll come back to that.
Alright,
Justice League Part 2, directed by Zack Snyder. Alright, so as far as we know, we got J.K. Simmons playing James Gordon. We got Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe? Playing an unknown character. And we got the same actress who's playing Mera in Aquaman. That means it's gonna be a big movie.
I think part 2 will do better than part 1.
And with Darkseid in it?
If they get Darkseid right, then
yeah.
If they don't make Darkseid like a Kryptonian villain, which I don't think they will.
No, I think Darkseid will be faithful to the comics.
Yeah. I still think maybe he'll do better than...
He has to give a strong performance. He has to match like Josh Brolin as Thanos in the MCU.
Just before you continue, if Marvel and DC were ever going to cross over and make a Marvel versus DC film, or an Avengers versus Justice League, probably better as Marvel versus DC. Thanos versus Darkseid would be like a great matchup for a fight.
It would.
Alright, now back to topic. Justice League Part 2. Where would that fit on our ranking?
Well, they will have a lot of characters to juggle with. And remember the nightmare sequence in Batman v Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably gave us a little hint, a little clue to the Justice League Part 2 movie.
I think it would do better than Part 1.
Definitely.
And so it's
Well, yeah,
Place-
like because
place 5 or above.
Deathly Hallows Part 2 did better than Part 1. Mockingjay Part 2 did better than Part 1.
Now the question is, will Justice League Part 2 do better than Shazam or Aquaman?
I think it'll do better than Shazam.
Get rid of that.
It'll do better than Shazam.
Alright, so Justice League Part 2.
Alright. We're just
Ow.
we're just brainstorming this. I mean, we could work on editing. Alright, Cyborg. We have no director, no writer. Alright. So we already got
Well, just judging on that alone, and we don't know, I'd probably say probably worse than The Flash. Just from what we don't know. I want this movie to do well.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You gotta catch his humor.
Cyborg.
His confidence, but
And also his catchphrase, Booyah.
Booyah! Yeah.
They had to get that right.
Yeah.
They can't change it to like...
Or he's just gonna beat the villain and say, Booyah. Like really serious.
He doesn't do that. He says it in like an energetic way.
Yeah.
Alright, so how many more movies do we have to go?
Alright, we got
have,
Green Lantern Corps.
and then the 2 untitled films. Well,
Well,
2 untitled films.
we don't know.
just go
But remember, we got the Batman solo film. We got the
Untitled
Harley Quinn solo
film.
film.
Untitled film.
Well, we
Just
got
'cause we don't know.
Green Lantern Corps.
Most people will be going,
Yeah.
it's another Green Lantern movie, and they'll think
Yeah.
to the other one. So this,
But-
just from that, this probably won't do as well as people think.
Well, rumors say that George Miller's going to direct it. The guy who directed the Academy Award-winning Mad Max Fury Road.
Where would
And
that fit on our list?
he was the director of the canceled Justice League movie. If he is that good to direct a canceled Justice League
Cancelled
movie,
movie.
then I think Green Lantern Corps
Hmm.
could do good.
Yeah,
It
but
could fly
yeah.
under the radar.
Would it be better or worse than Justice League Part 2 or Part 1?
I think it'll do better than the Flash.
Will it do better than Part 1?
Because remember, there's still
I don't think it would do that much better than Justice League Part 1.
well, there's a problem with the green screen.
There's going to be a
Well-
lot of use of that green screen.
Yeah, a lot of use. But maybe instead of green screen, what about blue screen?
You
Or
use a
different
blue
colored
screen or a red
screen.
screen. You don't have to use green screen if you're using Green Lantern.
Yeah, we learned that in 2011, and it sucked. You could actually see Ryan Reynolds poking his own belly fat from the suit.
Green Lantern Corp.
Okay, we got the Batman solo film.
Well, judging
We-
from Batman v Superman.
Well, it's not
Pretty
it's not a confirmed date, but yeah,
I think it will do well.
yeah. I think-
Maybe.
Well, it's an original story, grabbing elements from different comic books.
Well, Batman nearly always does well.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Well, it's written, directed, and starring Ben Affleck,
Who played an excellent Batman.
who played, in my opinion, the best Batman, the definitive Batman, and the script is co-written by Jeff Johns, who Ben Affleck is a big fan of. So if he has faith in Jeff Johns making the script with him, then I think it would be pretty good. So
But would it be worthy of number 1?
maybe
Because it's Batman. He always does well.
number 2.
Or nearly always does well.
Maybe number 2.
Well,
No.
It'll probably do better than Aquaman.
You know what they should do? They should. Okay, it's in the top 3. It could be in the top 3.
It's in the top 3.
It could do great. It could do great, but I don't know.
But then again, Batman movies have had a...
I think it'll do better than Aquaman.
Well, definitely better than Aquaman.
Well, not definitely, but just...
Not definitely, but just according to our ranking.
Yeah. Well, if there's going to be more of those fight sequences that we saw, like in the warehouse scene...
Yeah. That would be good.
That would be good.
But the question that everyone's probably wondering,
Mm-hmm.
who will be the main villain in that movie?
Yeah.
Because the Joker, he's practically the token villain.
Yeah, but they
For
have
Batman.
to try a new villain. Like give us a great interpretation of Riddler.
Well, if they're going to make this a trilogy, then yeah, I'd probably say Riddler for the first movie.
Or give us Red Hood. Give us Jason Todd. Or give us Hush, which is played by Matt Damon.
I'm
Not
thinking
confirmed, but I just want Matt Damon to play Hush because it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking for the first movie, just from that, either Hush or Riddler, because Hush, like, if you've read the book, you know what he does.
Yeah, he was the friend of Batman, like Matt Damon, and he was at a rivalry, like Matt Damon, I think, and
he knows who Batman is over time.
Like Matt Damon. So
yeah,
perfect casting, already there. We already got a casting choice.
I'm thinking Batman probably number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Alright, so better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but
alright.
Let's just not get killed for this.
Now, don't kill us. This is just our personal opinion.
The Harley Quinn solo film.
Well, depending on how Harley Quinn does in Suicide Squad, could affect the movie.
Well, technically,
depending if it's
if they did, Robbie. They probably did early screenings, right?
Of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 months, I think, about 2 months, and if a character is good.
Once again, editing problems.
If a character is that good in a movie, then they'll be probably worthy for a solo film. But problem is, just a Harley Quinn story all on their own. They probably have to grab a great source material like the New 52 comic book series.
Which, by the way, I'm currently collecting it. It's pretty good, except for the fact that she's not Joker's sidekick.
Yeah,
that's practically where she got all of her inspiration and insanity from.
Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, it could, with an all-female cast, with, I think, rumors of Birds of Prey in it, with Jenna Malone as Batgirl. Maybe Poison Ivy could be in it, because Harley Quinn and her are best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe Catwoman could be finally introduced. So this could be a smart way to introduce lots of characters without all putting them into one film like Batman v Superman did.
Now,
but I think the problem is there's a problem. I just can't find it. Maybe you can find it.
Well, she's widely known as Joker's sidekick. So how's the Joker going to fit into this?
Maybe
that's one problem.
Maybe she'll just try and kill the Joker and get back together with him like in Assault on Arkham.
They're crazy.
Yeah. I think it'll do better than Justice League Part 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking it won't do much better than Aquaman, if it does do better than Aquaman.
No.
Especially because it's a villain movie, not a superhero movie.
Well,
depending on how you view it.
Suicide Squad is sort of a villain movie, but they're like
alright,
HQ.
That it?
The Booster Gold movie.
I don't think that'll do very well.
I think it'll do well. A guy from the 25th century comes back to the past to be famous, and yet he doesn't. They all confuse him to be Green Lantern.
Yeah. But there's only one problem with that movie. If he comes from the 25th century, he already knows what's going to happen.
Well, if he will. But remember time. One of the laws of time, like a time travel effect. You go back in time, you do something, you could create a paradox.
I know, but like he's probably because if he wants to travel back in time, he's probably read the history book, so he knows when to go back to. Now, if he's done that, he knows what major events are going to happen at what time, like bank robberies, cities being destroyed.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, but he'll find a way to stuff it up. But I think it'll be a smart comedy.
So it'll definitely be a comedy movie. I'd say maybe a little worse than Shazam.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Booster Gold.
That could be it, I think.
Alright, is this it?
Hold on, let me just look up.
Because there's DC have a lot of movies planned, but they're not like Marvel and don't release them like multiple every year.
Yeah.
Seriously, DC, you need to learn from Marvel. Release lots of movies, or at least more than one movie per year or per 4 years.
Alright, just hang on a sec.
That's why, like, Disney really needs to buy out DC's movies. Not the comic books, just the movies.
Similarly, set something like that, sort of. Alright, let's.
Man,
I'm sorry, this took me really long.
after this, we still have like 4 more topics. Wait, let's have a look. Yeah, 4/5, depending on how you look at it.
Oh, here we go. 66 upcoming comic book movies and when to expect them.
Okay, we're not listing 66. We're up to 16, and this has already taken more than 10
well,
minutes.
technically not 16 because
yeah, well,
one of the unknown films could be one of the films that we,
All right, so we've definitely done 14.
That could be in development right now.
We've definitely done 14. We're not doing 66 because that would just take an hour. We don't really have an hour.
Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange,
Alright, so
the Lego Batman movie, but that's not part of the DCEU. Wonder Woman.
Wait, while we're waiting, do you think that if they ever made one, a Kingdom Come movie would be very good?
It could.
Because the book is great.
Oh, here we go. Films without dates. No.
Alright, yeah, so we're just going to leave it as... leave it as it is.
I'm almost there. Oh, come on.
Alright. Nope. Let's leave it as SS.
You know what? Just take...
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so this is our list before we move on to our next topic. Number 1, Suicide Squad. Number 2, Batman.
Yep.
Number 3, Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Number 4, Aquaman.
Yep.
Number 5, Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Number 6, Justice League Part 2.
Yep.
Number 7, Shazam. Number 8, Booster Gold.
Yep.
Number 9, Justice League Part 1. Number 10, the Green Lantern Corp movie.
It's Core.
Yep, Core, but it's spelled C-O-R-P.
Yeah, but the P silent.
Yeah. I don't know why they just wouldn't spell it C-O-R-E. Alright, back to topic. Number 11 is The Flash. Is that...
Yep, that's
right
there.
Number 12 is Cyborg. Number 13 is Man of Steel. Number 14 is Batman v Superman. And tied for number 15...
Oh, Suicide Squad 2.
And tied for number 15 are Untitled Films.
Making a Suicide Squad 2.
Alright, we'll save that for the next episode.
Alright.
This is our list. Alright.
As far as we know. What else? Oh, the Lobo movie.
There we go.
I heard that the Booster Gold movie could have Blue Beetle in it. Alright. Lobo.
Alright, this is the last entry, and then we'll move on.
This could be,
Well, Lobo once again a villain.
Yeah. Could be a funny It could be a Deadpool. It could be great as Deadpool. Like Deadpool. Like Deadpool.
He's the main man.
So I think it could do better than Aquaman.
Well, could.
Could, but not as good as Wonder Woman.
Okay, so Lobo.
Alright, Lobo.
Alright, so now our official lists, because we have to move on. 1, Suicide Squad, 2, Batman, 3, Wonder Woman, 4, Lobo, 5, Aquaman, 6, Harley Quinn, 7, Justice League Part 2, 8, Shazam, 9, Booster Gold, 10, Justice League Part 1, 11, The Green Lantern Corps movie, number 12, The Flash, number 13, Cyborg, number 14, Man of Steel, number 15, Batman v Superman, and number 16 and 17, so now tying for number 16, Untitled Films.
Oh, don't forget Man of Steel too. You know what? As far as we know.
But we'll just leave it like this because we've been doing this for 20 minutes.
Yeah. You know what?
Next, predictions for The Flash season 3.
Oh wait. Did you really be realistic?
Yeah, I've done that.
All right. Okay, let's go.
Predictions for The Flash season 3. I hope Mirror Master's in it, because they've been like the perfect way to introduce Mirror Master would be having The Flash walk down like a hall of mirrors or past a mirror, and as he's walking past, he looks towards the mirror and sees a man either walking behind him or waving, and he turns around, there's no one there, he looks back at the mirror and the man's gone.
Well, it could be a window.
Anything with a reflection.
Yep. Robert Queen could be Green Arrow instead of Thomas Wayne being Batman.
Yeah.
Because they have to have an old character.
What else?
Who else? Citizen Cold.
Yeah, Susan
Because
Colt's not
he
Captain
is
Cold.
because he's not because spoiler alert, he dies in Legends of Tomorrow. So he could be the mayor of Central City.
Which Susan Cold is a hero.
Yeah. Pied Piper could be in it.
Yeah, Pied Piper probably a hero.
Yeah. Robert Queen. Moira could be the new could take the place of Malcolm Merlin instead of Malcolm Merlin.
Well, Tommy would still be alive.
Tommy would still be alive, but we don't know his role yet.
Mm.
So Thea
would probably
could play.
Thea would. Well, I think Thea would be the only character that stays the same. Like she'd either be Cupid, or she'd be Red Arrow because she'd want to get back, or she'd want to get revenge for the people who killed her brother. And either she'd get revenge as Red Arrow, or she'd go crazy and become Cupid.
Yeah. Who else? Maybe.
There's so many characters.
Yeah, there are so many characters. So Oliver Queen
else?
could be dead. Could be dead. From.
Oh yeah, and the Flash season 3 won't affect Arrow.
Yeah, won't affect Arrow. So.
But it would be really cool to have the next Arrow season be incorporated with like the Flash. So the first episode would be the origin of how Robert Queen became Arrow, and then after that would be his journey, and then when the Flashpoint paradox is ended, it goes back to normal.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Who else? Cisco.
Well, he'd be Vibe.
Maybe.
Maybe
He may be Vibe. Ha. Maybe be Vibe.
Well, if he went back and saved his mother, then the Reverse Flash
would never have given his powers to Cisco.
He never would have set off the particle accelerator, meaning no Flash, meaning no Cisco, meaning none of the metahumans.
Yep.
And because the Flash doesn't exist there, then Zoom would have never come over to the Earth and brought over a bunch of villains.
Yep. Farouk. You might have forgotten him, but he was the guy from season 1 who stole the Flash's speed. Yeah. He could be a hero, like in the.
He'd probably be a hero.
Yeah. There's Caitlin. She could be Killer Frost.
Yeah. That's almost a given. She'd definitely be Killer Frost.
Yeah.
They've been teasing it for 2 seasons.
Yeah. The Shazam kids.
Yeah.
Will they be in it?
I hope they are.
Yeah.
That'd be a good introduction to the movie.
Yeah. Or Elongated Man. The Flash's best friend. And who would take the place of Cyborg?
Actually, maybe Cisco would be Cyborg because he's practically an expert in technology.
Yeah, but he won't be Cyborg.
He won't be Cyborg. He'd be a Cyborg-like character.
Yeah, because if he were Cyborg, then.
Damn it! A cat has entered the nerd cave. As long as you don't meow, you can stay in here. Alright.
My backpack.
Alright, now, back to the topic.
My backpack.
Alright. Okay, where were we? Cyborg-like character, that was it?
Yeah, a cyborg-like character.
Now, who would be a Superman-like character? Because he gets...
We need someone... Wait, what about Hawkman and Hawkgirl? Because at the end of Legends of Tomorrow, they leave. Could they be...
Well, they'd probably be... Well, I have a feeling Vandal Savage might have got them. He might have killed them off.
Yeah. And Vandal... what about the Outsider? Could he be in it?
He might be in it.
I heard Abracadabra is going to be in it. As the villain?
Yeah. That might be good. But in the Flashpoint paradox, Wonder Woman...
I'm really worried about my bag.
Yeah, well that's kind of dangerous because he loves bags.
Thanks for the thing.
I didn't even know he was there until he made that noise earlier.
I heard bells and I was like, is he here?
Yeah, but in the Flashpoint paradox, Aquaman and Wonder Woman are fighting because, once again, spoiler alert. Seriously, we need to do that at the beginning of every episode. We shouldn't even have to say it. But Wonder Woman kills Mera.
Yeah.
wears her crown and then they go at war, so Amazons versus Atlanteans. What would happen there?
Yeah,
would they have to hire a Wonder Woman and an Aquaman? Or would they just change it?
Well, in season 2, they were introduced. They were introduced. Wonder Woman was introduced on the phone, if you realize.
Well, then they probably can do Wonder Woman.
They could do Wonder Woman.
What about Aquaman?
Give us Tom Welling from Smallville. Make him Superman again or something like that. Like, it'll be like, hey you, I know you.
Yeah, aren't you from that Superman TV show a while back?
Yeah. Oh, and we can't do Batman because, Fox owns the TV rights.
Can't do Batman.
Shame.
Alright, so that's our predictions for The Flash.
Yep.
Now, the DCEU. Which films could fill in the October 5th, 2018 and November 1st, 2019 places?
I think, so far we got 3 definites. Booster Gold, Batman, and Harley Quinn. So I think Batman for 2018 and Harley Quinn for 2019.
That sounds about right. But Batman if they are making a Batman movie, if they make it in 2018, they have a 2-year recording space, and then Harley Quinn would have a 3-year recording time period. Yeah, I'd say that sounds about right.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Alright, now, MCU. What films could fill in the May 1st, July 10th, and November 6th of 2020 places?
There's Iron Man 4.
I don't know how that's gonna... That's not typing. There you go.
I'm typing.
Let's have a look. There's the Avengers movies, but the dates have already been released.
Yeah, there could be Iron Man 4.
What about Black Panther?
Oh wait, there is Iron Man 4.
Yeah.
Black Panther. I don't know. Oh, there was a movie list released online that's rubbish, but we want it. We want it to happen.
Yeah, let's take a breath.
We're
We're on like our 4th or 3rd.
Why don't what about... Okay, we got Iron Man 4 for one of them.
Yeah, I'd probably say July 10th.
Maybe July 10th. But that means May 1st would have to, would have to be the start of Phase 4.
Yeah.
What about Namor?
I hope they do Namor.
Because I heard that Marvel got the rights back to do a Namor movie, but they haven't done anything with the character yet.
Well, Namor would be a good start to the the 4th phase. So maybe Namor May 1st?
Maybe. Oh, and if you realized in Iron Man 2, there's an Easter egg where there's a hologram of the world map, and there's locations, and one of them is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So that's
practically going...
Namor.
We're going to give you Namor at some stage.
And I'm just going to say a Hulk movie. Just, just let Marvel and Paramount figure it out. Just get along.
Make a good Hulk movie.
A proper Hulk movie. Don't give us the Ang Lee one where Hulk has to verse a consciousness. Don't give us a Hulk movie with Edward Norton where, it's just him being crying and throwing rocks into thunderstorms. Just give us a Hulk. Just give us Mark Ruffalo versing the masked. What's his name? Big head.
I'm thinking Abomination, but no. Well, he could. Well, in the Hulk movie, they could do Veronica. They could have the final fight between them. They could do Red Hulk. They could do... What's this guy? The Leader?
The Leader, yeah. Because he was teased in The Incredible Hulk in 2008. They got Mr. Blue just knocked out. Then you see a drop of Bruce Banner's blood go into a scratch of Mr. Blue, and his head, you see his head distorting, and he smiles. And give us Leader.
Hulk. Definitely a Hulk movie.
He is probably one of the greatest Hulk villains, and the only Hulk villain, one of the only Hulk villains that anyone knows. He's he has super intelligence, and Hulk doesn't. So make that work.
Yeah.
Just throw him into it, and then just make him send into space, so we can have a Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Batman for October 5th, 2018. Harley Quinn November 1st, 2019.
For DCE.
Then Namor, May 1st. Then Iron Man 4 for July 20th.
July 10th.
I'm thinking of the year. July 10th of the year 2020. And The Hulk for November 6th, 2020.
Yeah, just call it maybe Incredible Hulk 2. You know, just bring back that cancelled movie. And just rewrite the whole thing.
Right. So before we move on to our interview with an accomplished author,
Accomplished
author. An announcement
That's
made is that the next episode of the Local Nerd News
podcast.
Yeah, for season 1, that will be our final episode for season 1.
For season 1, we'll come back.
Don't worry, we will come back.
You know, because we want to live out our lives as
Yeah, we just need a few months off.
Normal dudes.
All right, so in the next episode, we'll probably try to announce who we'll be interviewing in season 2, episode 1.
We could.
If we do an interview.
If we do an interview.
And we'll probably just... Well, I don't know what we'll do for that episode. We haven't come around to it yet.
Yeah.
But we will wait until Movie Man is available so that then we can do the last episode with our entire crew, I think we're calling ourselves.
Yeah. Just call it crew.
Yeah, crew. Alright, so here is the interview with Mr. Damian Perry, an accomplished author.
Hi, my name is Dude, and I'm loving this pizza.
Oh dear God, here we go again.
It's almost as good as this bagel.
If you can't tell, we're eating lunch while recording this episode.
And yum.
I already finished mine, so I'm fine.
Yes. Alright, so today we are interviewing an accomplished author and a teacher, Mr. Damian Perry.
Good afternoon.
Or morning, depending
And thank
on
you.
when you...
Yeah, when you're listening.
Yes. Alright, so...
Good middle of the night
Yes, exactly.
for all you insomniacs.
Yes.
Alright, so being a teacher at St. James College requires you to make the students learn.
Yeah.
For all those who don't know you,
Yep.
Could you explain about what you do here?
Yeah, okay, so this is, I think, my 8th year at St. James College, 2 years away from the plaque. I am head of IT. I teach media in year 9 and year 10. I teach creative industry, so computer animation in year 10. I've got robotics in year 7 and programming in year 8, 3D design, and I've got...
When we were trying to avoid...
This
that.
happened. This happened when we were interviewing someone else as well.
Okay, so I've got... I'm head of IT. I'm head of IT. I teach year 10 media, year 9 media, year 10 animation, so making little Pixar type films using 3D. We've got 3D printing in year 8, IT in year 8, robotics in year 7, and year 9 journalism class. So quite busy, but I get to play with Lego and make movies and make cartoons and go on the radio.
All the good
and
stuff.
They pay me to do this.
All the good stuff.
I'm also head of the debating team, debate the year 10s, debating with the year 10s and run the Write a Book in a Day competition with across the school a couple of times a year.
And if you couldn't tell by the bell earlier, we are recording this interview at the school.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you were just going to... That's why I repeated everything, so that you could cut that bit out.
Yeah, no, if I forget to, then
Okay.
Yeah.
clarification.
So being an accomplished author,
Yeah. Look at me.
with your debut being Dwarves in Space,
Yes.
what were your motivations in making that book?
I went to a psychic.
That's good.
I went to a psychic back in the year 2000.
Oh, man.
And she went through all these things, and I had a little wizard hanging around my neck, on a little wooden wizard hanging around my neck, and one of the things she said is, "You're writing a novel about that thing around your neck, the wizard around your neck, and that is the thing that's going to make you famous. You're going to get that published, and you'll go from strength to strength. So I had the outline for it. It was something that I'd been thinking about for a while, and then the psychic said that, and so I went home and I said, right, I'm writing this novel because I want to be famous.
Right.
Who doesn't?
16 years later. No, I wrote the novel pretty much the whole thing when I was in Japan in 2001. I would get up in the morning, I write from 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock, and then I'd go to work from 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and then I'd go home and do the whole thing over again. But I wrote the entire novel in a year.
Impressive.
And then I spent the next 10 years faffing about, editing it, ignoring it, going away. They basically said, if you want to get published, you've got to get some short fiction published before they'll even consider looking at your novel, sort of thing. So I spent the next 10 years writing short fiction and getting short fiction published in various different magazines and stuff like that. And then I started shopping this novel around, and they still wouldn't take it. So I said, fine, selling it myself. So I put the cover together, put the book together, put it up on Lulu, and I've been hawking it around the markets and everything ever since.
Now, just for our listeners/viewers, depending on where they view it from, where can they buy your novels?
The easiest place to get it right now is Amazon. So if you go to amazon.com, .com.au, .co.uk, whatever, and type in Dwarves in Space, ignore the one from Samantha Zabik, or whatever her name is, because she, my nemesis, wrote a book with the same name. And find the one that says Damian Perry, and you can just get it from there. You can get it from lulu.com, which is where I publish it, and you can buy it from the Apple Store. You can buy it from Google Play, all the ebooks. If you want a physical copy, Amazon's your best bet. Or if you're in Melbourne, Dimmicks in the city have copies, and they will quite happily give you stuff.
If you weren't one of a few, or the lucky few who were able to buy them when they first came out, you don't get a signed copy.
If you bring it to me, I will sign it for you. I'm not precious about signing things. Makes me feel good.
Yes.
And what would our listeners expect from Dwarves in Space? What is it about?
All right. Okay, so it's set in a world where, which was created as a pleasure planet in the style of Tolkien, and stealing very heavily from Tolkien, because the people who created the world weren't very original. And so there are dwarves, there are wizards, there are elves, there are orcs and trolls, and an evil necromancer, and lots of heroic kings and queens, barbarians from the north, and that sort of thing. And they all live on this world, and in the old times, people would go to that planet and they would have a holiday pretending to fight alongside these people. And then the world was abandoned. And so for centuries, they just lived on in this world, and they've become their own sentient species and run things through themselves. But the computer running the planet's breaking down and needs to be fixed. So it searches through all the possibilities and finds that a spaceship was travelling past the sector, gets hold of that spaceship and crashes it into the planet. Then a crew of dwarves and elves and a wizard and some barbarians take this, help the ship's computer, repair the ship, and they go on a quest around the galaxy, visiting lots of different planets to try and find the quiddity, the jewel that will help the planet restore itself, the planet's computer restore itself back to normality and its original genius. So during that, we go to hell to play with the demons. We go to heaven, and we find out that humans taste a lot like chicken, and
Well, everything tastes like chicken.
everything tastes like chicken, except maybe demon flesh. So
They taste like
Have
demon
fun.
chicken.
Yeah, demon chicken. And if you've never had a demon chicken, you're missing out.
Yes.
It's like deviled ham, only worse.
All right. So, do you have any novels planned in the future?
I have just finished the first in a trilogy called Thropes. And I wrote that. I was sitting with my daughter and I said, if we were writing a novel, what would you want to be? She said, I want to be a werewolf. And I've gone, cool, done, sorted. And I wrote that novel during NaNoWriMo last year, National Novel Writing Month. And so in a month, I wrote a 50,000 word novel based around the concept of my daughter being a werewolf. And so basically, yeah, that's set in a world where the moon has been destroyed and werewolves are everywhere. 90% of the population are werewolves. But with the moon being destroyed, they don't change at the full moon because there is no full moon. But lumps of moon rock have landed on Earth. If you have access to one of those lumps of moon rock and you're a werewolf, then you change. They're not called werewolves, they're called lycanthropes, which I thought everybody knew, but the more people I talk to, the less people know what a lycanthrope actually is. And they're shortened to the slang word thropes, hence the name of the book. So book 1, I'm going to call The Big Bad Wolf. Book 2, I'm writing now, which is going to be called The Three Bears. And book 3 is hopefully going to be The Wicked Stepmother.
Very nice.
Okay. What's next on the list?
With Dwarves in Space and its slow popularity, will there be a Dwarves in Space 2?
Yes, I am. When I have time. I am currently halfway through Dwarves in Space 2. It was going to be a series of short stories, and it still is a series of short stories set in the same universe, set on board the Eagle after the events of Book 1. And I just planned on writing a whole heap of short stories that didn't link together, but the more I write in that universe, the more I'm seeing links. And so Book 2 will probably be those short stories, but with a much wider linking theme throughout the course of the thing. I've got a big focus on the red-suited ensign idea, the throwaway people that you need in any away mission.
The one guy in Star Trek that always dies.
Yeah, in every episode there's the red-suited ensign who dies, usually being blown up and flying across the bridge sort of thing. I had Book 2 was meant to be, and I've started writing that one, it was meant to be set 150 years further on after Book 1, with most of the main characters dead and a whole series of new characters. But I thought that the more people I talked to, the more people said, you can't do that to me, I don't want you to kill off all these major characters. So I've got this linking novel now between the two, which allows me to say goodbye to a few characters.
Slowly kill them.
Kill them off slowly, rather, yeah, that's right.
Walking Dead
Before we move
style,
on.
Game of Thrones style.
Yeah, nobody's safe.
Yeah, man. All right.
Why did you decide to become an author?
I wanted to be an author when I was in grade 3. When I was in grade 3, I started writing novels which were, not novels, but short stories, which were me and 4 of my friends go into the jungle. Each one of them is killed in increasingly gruesome ways. I come out at the end, the hero.
First one bitten by a snake, the second one drowns in quicksand, the third one's like killed by like a griffin.
Yeah. And if I'd gone on in that vein, I probably could be Matthew Riley right now, because that's basically what he does with his novels.
Ice Station.
Hi, Matthew. But yeah, I grew from there. I won my first writing competition when I was in grade 4, grade 5. And I've just written ever since. I've always had a book or a story on the go. And so it's just what I want to do.
Cool. And who are some of your favourite authors who inspired you?
Okay, from the start, my first probably inspiration was Tolkien and The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Enid Blyton, strangely enough, which was what I grew up reading.
Yeah.
I went on with Okay, so
edit that out
yeah.
for me.
First inspiration was okay. My first inspiration was Tolkien. The Hobbit. Read that in grade 3. Loved it. Read it every year or two ever since. I grew up on Enid Blyton, and as bad as she is as a writer, as a storyteller, her mind was just wonderful. And then as I got a little bit older, Stephen King from about year 7, year 8 onwards, Encyclopedia Brown. Have you heard of Encyclopedia Brown? Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators did phenomenal stuff. A whole heap of Doctor Who books from grade 4 or grade 5 onwards. I've read all the novelizations of Doctor Who. Stephen King in high school, Douglas Adams in later high school, Lord of the Rings, back to Tolkien again. And then in university I was introduced to this guy called Terry Pratchett, who writes the Discworld series. And I was playing a computer game and I've gone, how do I get through this quest here? And he's gone, just go and read the book. And I said, there's a book? And everybody laughed at me. And I've been reading Terry Pratchett ever since. I've been involved. I've run Terry Pratchett fan conventions. He is a god, or he was. Now he's a literal god because he died a couple of years ago. And that was devastating. But him, Neil Gaiman, Tom Holt, Robert Rankin, all brilliant science fiction, fantasy, comedy writers, and just lately Ben Aranovich, who's done a couple of Doctor Who episodes, but also writes about this magician, a policeman who's also a wizard, living in modern day London, and it is, if you get a chance to read it, just fantastic. Rivers of London, Ben Aranovich, go for it.
There you go.
Hear that? All right. Just a couple of questions before we finish this interview off.
Yep.
You were referring to Doctor Who before.
Yes.
What is your opinion on the new Doctor?
I love Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi is a brilliant actor. Peter Capaldi's Doctor is phenomenal. He's got a real pathos about him. There's so much depth, and you're starting to see all the lives that he's lived beforehand sort of seeping through into his current persona. Stephen Moffat! I'm really glad that he's stepping down at the end of this series. Because
I've heard that he's leaving,
he's ruined the last 2 seasons. And as much as I love Capaldi, the storylines and his just lack of respect for the Doctor in general has really annoyed me.
I've seen that come through.
Yes, but like the Doctor up until Peter Capaldi always had a sonic screwdriver, and then now it's suddenly
Sonic
changed
sunglasses,
to sonic shades.
Just rotten. And that's what I'm saying, a lack of respect for the source material, a lack of just turning the whole thing into a joke. On that though, there's some of the most powerful episodes came out of those last 2 seasons. But he's a very good storyteller. He's a brilliant storyteller, but he shouldn't be allowed to run the show. Someone else should be in charge. And having the guy who's running Broadchurch, running Doctor Who, that's going to be a massive turnaround. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Do either of you have any more questions?
Oh, you're a big comic book fan.
Yeah.
What do you see? What are your thoughts on the Flash and Arrow and all those CW shows?
I love them. I love Flash. I love Arrow. I've been watching them from the start. I loathe DC's Legends of Tomorrow. It is just abysmal. I still watch every episode on the day that it comes out, but it is just abysmal.
It's like the Transformers movies. They have a bad reputation, but yet everyone still goes to go see them just to mock them and go, that was horrible. I'm
just hoping. I mean, there are some good characterizations in there. There's some good storytelling, good interactions, bad overall plot points, bad treatment of the characters.
The dialogue.
Really don't like Hawkgirl in the slightest. She just bugs the crap out of me. And it's not, the whole time travel thing is just, they didn't think that through when they decided that's what they were going to do. It just allows you to get out of everything.
They didn't have enough money to keep making sets for each episode. So it's saying one time zone for a few episodes. It just got boring.
What I'm
Hey.
looking forward to is Supergirl on CW.
I heard that's happening. Yeah,
And
should be good.
the other thing I heard was that they were going to, instead of having that Supergirl, they're going to have the Earth One Supergirl turn up. So they can reboot it, make it work with their storyline without all the ridiculous little plot points that didn't work in Supergirl.
Kryptonese.
And make it, Kryptonese! And yeah, make that work. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they do that, I'll be really happy.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching Supergirl apart from that Flash crossover episode. I haven't liked it. But I can see there's so much potential in it. But it annoys me that Superman is in the same universe. There's a whole heap of Kryptonians trying to take over the world, and we don't see him at all. That's just stupid.
Superman's just going, yeah, you got this.
You're
this.
fine.
What's his name?
Trial by fire.
You're still learning how to get used to your powers, but you've got this.
That's fine. Yeah, take on some very, very experienced Kryptonians.
Take
we'll
on
we'll let you
take on enemies that could easily kill me.
Yeah.
You're fine. You got this.
Yeah.
Well, like, what's his name from Smallville?
Tom Welling.
Tom Welling wanted to do it, but they wouldn't let him or something.
Oh, that's
so,
unfair.
I don't know.
I think they have to pay a certain amount of money for each episode that Supergirl's on screen.
Okay.
The amount of money they have to pay to get Superman onto the screen to DC would be just
it'd be ridiculous.
absolutely out of the question. So they were paying too much to have Supergirl on the screen, which is why CW's bought them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that about wraps it up for this interview.
One more question. Why should our viewers read your books?
My books, well, they're all different. They're all very much attached into pop culture. Dwarves in Space particularly sort of takes the mickey out of a whole heap of different pop culture references. So if you've read Pratchett and read Douglas Adams and read Tolkien, then you'll see little elements of that in these books. But basically, I write for me. I write books that I would like reading, and therefore I'm writing stuff that is enjoyable. I'm not trying to make anything highbrow. I'm not putting in 20 pages of description. I try not to kill off most of the major characters. All good reasons to come and read a book. I'm not promising that their major character or two might not die, but it's less likely than if I was George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I was just about to say George R.R. Martin.
Okay, well that wraps it up for this interview, and next episode of the Local Nerd News will be our season 1 finale. So check in for that. Okay, so now that you've heard the interview, and now that you know that Movie Man's in the interview, because we forgot to say it earlier, this is the Local Nerd News crew, and we're signing out.
Nerd out.